Hi everyone, I'm Mahana from mahanalara.com,
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly Hall from AskHollyHall.com.
and you're on the forecast. And this is one space where you will find a bridge between what is happening energetically in the coming week and then map it to how you can use this energy in your business. But today we also have a little treat because you've got a special guest, Kassi Gregory, who's an intuitive artist and founder of Tigris Illustrations. Kassi communicates with animal spirits and provides energy support. So if one is trying, sort of in that space of making transition in life and business, Kassi can help you do that. So Kassi, welcome.
Welcome, Ahana and Holly. Thank you for this invitation to this live today. I'm really excited to share what I have and also listen to what you have. It sounds like a really exciting live today.
Yep, and together we're gonna have some really interesting read today. This will be fun. So we'll start with Holly, and she will take us through an astrologically looking at the energy of this week. It's a really special time. So Holly, how does it all look like? What's happening?
I know, it's crazy. We've got this new moon, but it's coupled with the power of the eclipse behind it. And that's when the sun gets involved. And that's what brings on that energetic, it's about me, what about me? And it's in the sign of Cancer. And this planet of love, which is who do we love? How do we love? Self-love, self-nurturing, because that's what Cancer is, the mother energy. The moon, because it's in its own sign. The moon is the sign of Cancer. It's that strong mother energy. And that's that feeling of self-nurturing. And are my feelings being heard? And does ego get involved? We've got some planets in Leo, so ego's getting involved and going, but what about my feelings? My feelings are important. So your feelings are important, and they do need to be expressed. However, it's asking you to express that with compassion and love and to energetically express it intellectually without having a temper tantrum or getting really upset because your feelings aren't being met. And even if you do, because it will happen, you're still going to have those feelings like, what about me? What about my feelings? You want to check in with yourself, and you want to use the next 3 days. So today is actually when we're recording this. I'm not sure you guys might see it in the next 24 hours, but you've got up until Thursday, Friday, you got up until early Saturday morning. No matter where you live, you got up to early Saturday morning to set intention about how you can have better communication with those people that you feel are not nurturing you, that you feel that they're not listening to your feelings and your thoughts. And the first thing, I'll give you a tip. The first thing you want to do is to introduce the conversation by telling them that you understand how they feel. Okay, so give them what you want to receive. And even if you don't, just say that you understand that they're having a hard time, even if you don't understand why or how come they're not handling it or dealing with it very well. Just acknowledge that you understand that their feelings are important and that you're putting that on the plate, and then come with the angle of where your feelings are. So just to give you a quick example, I have a client I worked with today who's gotten some issues with mom and dad and sister and brother, and it's all around financial issues in this case. And it's all around talking about money here, money there. And the idea was, I said, but where do you feel a lack of self-worth that hasn't been nurtured since you were a child? Because I'm using the energy of the moon here, and she's got some Cancer in her chart as well. And she said, I've always felt that way, that I don't matter, my feelings don't matter. And so now she's trying to force herself for her family to accept her help, because she wants to nurture them. She's like forcing the baby bottle on them, right? And I said, you tell them that they have helped you for so many years. Now you want to help them, and then leave it. Let them come to you and say, I accept your proposal. I would like your help. It's really easy emotionally to force, unsolicit your nurturing help on somebody else who hasn't asked you for it, right? Because that's the need to be needed. And so you want to be really careful that the ego doesn't get involved here. So you offer the help, and if they take it, then you can continue in nurturing and helping them. The other side of it, before I end it, is that you want to do some self-nurturing during this time. What makes you feel good, even if it's indulging? In fact, it's better if you indulge. So if it's like going to a movies or going to that restaurant that you don't normally go to because it's expensive, or taking that long bath with that, have a glass of wine or two. If it's a little bit indulgent and it's something that you would normally not spend money or time on, this is the time to do it, because it will be tenfold. That nurturing will be so healing for you during this powerful new moon, this eclipse new moon. And you'll feel the results of that by Sunday, the onset of next week.
Mm. And it's really interesting because one of the things that I'm doing actually is talking to a lot of entrepreneurs this week. For some reason, it's just been full on. I've been like speaking with so many people on the phone, and talking to them, it feels like it's almost like a theme of reinventing yourself, and especially in business. So actually, there's a lot of changes happening to many of us, and that means that there's a change in career or business as well. And somehow we have to trust this process of change. And in business, it could mean that you're launching something new or trying to push your business to a next level, or there's lots of activities around you, but how do you prioritize and express yourself from the authentic space and at this new level? So how do you manage this end of an old cycle and start of a new cycle, especially in businesses or career? So the 4 things that are coming up sort of constantly with the business community while making these transitions. One is reframe your thinking, like Holly was talking about the ego and then your true self. You really got to figure that out and reframe the way you think. So what happens with most of us is we are caught in that habitual thinking, which actually is ego. So we may be stuck with, say, things like, oh, I don't have enough funds to drive this business forward, that kind of thinking in the past. So you can reframe it by saying, the old methods are not working. What is the new opportunity in front of me right now that will help me fund my growth? So it's just changing the way you are questioning or looking at it. And that's the thing that Holly was talking about in the example she gave. It's just switching the way you start thinking about it. The idea is to take habitual patterns and break them by asking for solutions, and you absolutely have the capability of finding it. Just have to give yourself and the universe a chance. And when you feel like you have a guided direction, it feels right, this is a way to go, then show up for it. Don't hide. Show up for it every day, consistently take action on it. And some days it might feel like, hey, all of this is, it's just too much for me. Then take a break, nurture yourself. But show up as much as you can, almost as consistently as you can, and that those little actions would turn into a big impact. So over a period of time. And along with taking daily actions, remove distractions. That was coming up a lot this week. I've been talking a lot about, to business owners, how to time block, the strategy to time block for solo businesses. I posted something on my LinkedIn profile maybe yesterday or a day before. So this is a simple technique that helps you prioritize your actions every week and block out the time for what is important, including taking care of yourself. So that's really the 4th thing, is to focus on the priorities. So 3 and 4 basically allows you to stay focused on your growth. Now, if you've never done time blocking before and you want to know how to do it, just comment here, comment below, send me a message, because I will be doing a little video around that for my community, for our Rise and Be Rich, the people who are participating in it. So I'm happy to share that with you. But the energy of this time is really about reinventing yourself or taking yourself to the next level, aligned to your purpose, your authentic self. And there's the energy for it. And then there are the tools, strategies, and actions. You have to do both. And hopefully Holly and I can give you the space to have that breakthrough and use the energy as well as the tools, strategies, and action to help you move forward in your business. Holly, anything you want to add to that?
No, that's absolutely correct. I like the fact that you have to time block, you have to schedule self-care. You have to schedule at the end of each day, especially in the business world, at the end of each day, check in with yourself. How did I react today? What were there some deep core issues that made me react in a certain way that I've got to take a look at and take stock on, even if it's just 5 minutes That's all you have to do. You write, if you have a gratitude journal, you have a journal, you can write down 2 or 3 little bullet points of that. And did I take care of myself today? Did I speak up? Did I speak my mind? Did I nurture myself? Did I share my feelings with somebody? And the next 3 days, use that word feel a lot when you're communicating with people. Say, how do you feel about that? I want you to know that this is how I feel. How do you feel about those solutions? Do you feel that there's another way that we could do something? That's going to get to the heart, because that's what the heart chakra is at focus right now, very strongly at focus. So using those word feel instead of think, thinkers, business people will use the word think a lot, or I know a lot. So you want to replace it with feel, and you'll get a lot better results from people in the next few days.
Yeah. And Holly, because we've got Kassi here, Kassi's got a really interesting story. So I've had an interview with Kassi before, and I just wanted to ask you, Kassi, you have followed your guidance and stepped into your career and just taken that risk, right? That you didn't even have a market for that kind of a career before. So could you tell us how you did it and why taking the action is worth the risk, why following the guidance is worth the risk?
Well, it's really interesting that we're talking about hearts, like the heart center at the moment, and ego versus true self, because it was a long journey of fighting the ego and fighting my true self and feeling the pain that comes with the conflict between the two. So I went through life trying to be like everyone else and I was very successful, like I was a successful manager. But I just got to a stage in my life saying, why am I so unhappy? I should be happy. I'm successful. And I guess that was my ego speaking to me, as well as my true self, because there was truth from both sides of my persona. And I end up just quitting that job and finding myself in the true slump. And I was really depressed, and it took me a long time of really soul searching myself to come back to what my heart wanted. And I remember when I was 5 years old, I wanted to be an artist. And so I started from that point. But then when I started drawing and creating again, I started to find more of myself and find more of myself. And I found it really quite healing. And then when I came back to myself, I've just got this insight of this is what you're going to do. You're going to do readings, and you're going to do readings through your art. And I was still playing with my ego, thinking, okay, who am I to really believe that? And I guess I'm still dealing with my self-worth at this time, because to come from someone who was such a businesswoman to coming to someone who's such a creative woman was such a big leap for me when I first started. So I got some help and I've got some direction, and it was really funny, like how destiny came together. And 3 ladies that I got a reading from told me this is what I should do. So the next weekend, I organized a store and just took my art book with me and did readings. And I was quite successful. So that was the starting point of what I'm doing and learning about myself and my own self worth. I guess 2 or 3 years later, like business, it takes time to grow and time to adapt into where it's need to go, because it's like a living being. Once you start following your heart and learning your self-worth, it grows a lot bigger than you think it will be, because you are more than you think you are. And that was my discovery. And I guess when you put your foot forward to become the person you need to be, you start discovering your own self-worth and become bigger than you need to be. So it's been quite a journey. Instead of seeing it like a race where I have to meet deadlines and that, I see it as a journey. And it's taken me 2 years to become fully realized of this is who I am and this is what I want to do. So now I have art classes where I teach people to heal with art and meditation and teach them mindfulness. And I do people's spirit animal portraits as well, so they can discover their own gifts and abilities as well, and reflect on a different part of their persona as well. Well, I think like, because I'm an empath as well, I feel everything, and that's how I do my readings, through feeling. I have my beautiful cards as well, but I just feel energy really strong. And I see the guides as a whole network of energy, I guess. And usually when I do a reading for someone, I get an image or a visual picture, and that comes through really prominent. And I just go through the story that this energy tells me. And it makes me feel really connected with people. And I'm really excited when I do these. But I love doing this because it helps people discover not only that they are more than what they're putting forward in this world, it makes them actually explore their own self worth and explore their own imagination so they can step into their own spirit as well.
Yep.
So I guess I love the part that I feel that I am in a place where I can help others and in a place where I can help myself as well. So I really feel aligned with what I'm doing at the moment. And every time I do go off path and I do have that conflict with ego that Holly was talking about, I really feel the pain, you know what I mean? Or the pang is like, you need to come back to yourself.
Wow,
So
there's a cat too.
yes.
Notice that.
Hmm.
I love it.
Can I just ask Holly this same question, because this time, what Cassie's talking about, why should you be taking action and taking the risk to really follow your guidance at this time?
When you have a window of opportunity, it's a calling. Okay, so the universe is giving you an opportunity, and sometimes that comes through a depression. Sometimes it comes through, I'm restless, I'm bored. Sometimes it comes through a job loss, and it's calling you, like, now you have the window of opportunity to try something. As soon as you try, it's momentum. So the universe can't work with you. It's not going to come down and pick you up and put you where it wants you to be and move your arms and make you move your mouth and make you do something. We're not puppets. We have free will. We have complete control over things. And we get several of these callings throughout our life. And I love how Kassi said when she was 5, because I did that exact same exercise today.
Yeah.
One of my clients has a Neptune something, and that's, he can make dreams come true right now. He can make all his dreams come true. He's 35
Yeah.
years old. I said, he goes, that's the thing. I don't know what my dream is. I go, what was it when you were a kid? He says, I wanted to be a lawyer. And he's just passing his bar, right? And then I said, what else? And he developed a very strong philosophy throughout his childhood because he went against his parents' philosophy, belief system, religion, and culture. And so he's Buddhist and has a very strong cultural philosophy. So, and right away, like, I could hear it in his voice. His voice was like all excited, that's what I want to do. I want to teach people how they can consciously mediate and connect with each other and work with each other. And I said, then you're going to be a teacher. I said, would you like to be a teacher? Yes. So you have to start. If you don't take that first step, and I talked to him, and he was going to move. He's in Australia. He wants to move to Sydney. He was going to go out and go look at some houses today, and he changed his mind at the last minute. I said, go. It's the new moon. Go look at those houses and get that momentum started. Because what happens is things just line up after that. People come in, certain, just things just start to roll. That you don't have to do anything after that. All you have to do is take the first step. But if you don't have the courage to do that, and what if I fail? So what if you fail?
Yeah. Exactly.
You have already failed if you haven't even tried.
Yeah, and it's really important, as you said, this is the window of opportunity, so use it. It really is a powerful time to make that shift. And so what we'll do is, Kassi, I wanted you to, and the sort of
Kassi's website too.
Yeah, I'm going to give the website. I just want you to, Kassi, quickly do a card, pick an animal spirit card for us, and just give a message, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay, I'm just connecting with the energy of the live and connecting with this week. So just give me a moment. Okay, so I got something really similar. So the spirit that came through to me and the image that came through was an owl with a key. So I'm just investigating the image that comes through. And I think it's very similar to Holly's thing, is the opportunity and using your wisdom to not only feel your way through, but actually take some time and to discover what is it you want to bring into the world at this time as well. So I guess that's the intellect that Holly was speaking about, but I'll see what card comes with that as well. Okay, so there's a lot of energy because they're flying everywhere at the moment. Okay. Okay, so I pulled 3 out. We've got respect your boundaries. Do you not fear the unknown? And observe in silence. So I'm just going to have a little conversation with the cards and see what needs to come through. Okay. Okay, so with observing silence, it's like taking some discrepancy at the moment on your opportunities. Just don't saying like there's going to be like a little bit of flutter at the moment, a little bit of energy going on at the moment, but take some time to feel like the energy that's most aligned with you. Because there are some distractions at the moment as well. So just take a moment to see what the right opportunity would be. And just something coming through. And yeah, respect your boundaries is like don't get drawn to, I guess, what's coming through other people's stuff. You know what I mean? It's this time's about you. I feel like there's some emotional dramas coming up because it's probably that thing that Holly was saying. Everyone's feeling a bit emotional and feeling like their needs aren't met. But it's just saying, don't feel the flutter of everyone else. It's time to come back you. Nurture yourself and really decide what you want during this energy and the opportunities as well. And when you make that decision, no matter how big or how scary that is, just walk into it and take that first step. And I feel like this recording is about taking that first step into this energy and being full propelled. Because even when I first stepped in and started listening to Holly, I thought, wow, this is really what I needed to hear at this time, because I actually felt like last week I needed to go do something really, really nice for myself, because I've been feeling that energy of so many people taking so much from me at the moment. So I feel like this is not just my energy, I feel like it's a whole universal energy at the moment. But come back, sit down and see what you want at this time, and don't be afraid of it. Just go and take that first step. It doesn't have to be, I feel at the moment, because it is such a heart energy thing, and the heart knows that you can have everything you ever wanted or dreamed. So it doesn't, it forgets that we're human sometimes. So instead of expanding that dream into, okay, I want like everything now, come back and see what that first step is. For example, for me, it's like I would like to go on, I'm planning to go to Singapore next year. It's my big goal for the year, and I'm going to Singapore, and I know that's going to happen. But instead of thinking about the flights are going to be so expensive, the accommodation is going to be so expensive, think about how you can put a little bit of money aside. So I'm thinking about I could probably put $150 aside, and by that time it gets there, that opportunity will be there for me. So sort of looking at things like smaller and see what really comes from your heart energy at this time. Was there anything else that anyone would love to add?
No, I think
Yeah,
that's
you
just
said it
beautiful.
perfectly.
Yeah, just beautiful. And I am sensitive of the time. I know that we can't go beyond a certain point in time, but just very quickly, Kassi, your work is at tigrisillustrations.com. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Right. And Holly, how can people reach you?
AskHollyHall.com or Ask Holly Hall on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter.
Right. And if you want to look at where your business is at, map that out, get some clarity, my website is www.ahanalara.com. And remember, if you have questions for Holly or Kassi, and if you want to know how to time block, if you have those questions for me, creating a weekly plan, all you have to do is comment or connect with us. We have our Facebook pages. You can find us on Facebook quite easily, and I'll put the links for you as well. So thank you, everyone. We will wrap up this week, and we will see you in the next forecast. Have an amazing week.
Bye, everyone.